Hey, 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 hey. Hey, welcome, guys. As you see, I'm texting somebody, you know. Hey, listen, man, we're gonna have a great, really good show today. Um, I want to encourage you to take notes. I'm scheduled to have three folks get on. So far, only two of them have been able to make it. Hopefully, the third one. Wait a minute. His device is not connecting. He's trying to get on. The third one's trying to get on. But it's going to be a really good. Hey, I want to say like Ed Sullivan for a moment. Going to be a really good show. Really good show. Hey, look, guys, this is going to be a powerful thing. I want to encourage you to. How come nobody told me to straighten out my badge, man? My badge all crooked and carrying on. And I look like I'm in the ghetto and stuff like that. And nothing wrong with the ghetto, but in the ghetto. Look, I left the ghetto a long time ago, but I don't forget, and I never will forget where I've came from. So I want to give you a few moments here to get your collective thoughts together. We're going to be talking with several folks that's going to really bless you, man. Really bless you. Um, I really don't know what to say. We have a pace setter, actually Pace Goodway, and Ron Gilliard. They're going to come and they're going to talk about a few things, and so I think it's going to help you out a lot. Hey, Araya, good afternoon. Junior, thank you for watching. We're going to bring our guests on very shortly. Let me also mention to you that Pacesetter is an author, and we're trying to get another author on. Ron Gilliard, he's also an author, but he's a different type of author. And the third one, he's also an author. His name is Jeffrey Jacobs. I'm really hoping he's able to get on. He's a member of our church. He's a accomplished book writer, and matter of fact, his first book, the publishers were so enthused with it, and they like it so much, man. They're putting his book out there to producers to see if they could get him a television show or a movie or something. And so that's going to be really exciting to get him on. If we could get him on, I want to take just a moment and give you a financial literacy moment. Did you know that life insurance is probably in the ears of most people taboo? A lot of people don't like to talk about life insurance. A lot of people don't understand that just because you buy life insurance, it doesn't mean that you're going to die that day. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that at all. Matter of fact, you may not die for a long time. All right. You may not die for a long time. So get the life insurance. What is life insurance for? Is to change or shift the burden of risk. That's what it's for. All right. So why am I talking about life insurance when our topic is put your vision in print, part two? Because I teach financial literacy and I help people with life insurance, wills, trust, retirement plans, long-term care. That's what I help folks with, right? So this is really, really important. And it's important for you to know that. Hey, before we get our guests to come on, I want to just first tell you a little bit about our sponsors. That's right. These shows, I'm telling you, you don't realize they help pay the bills. One Price Cleaners, Garden City, Georgia. Hey, look, you need your cleaners, your clothes clean? One Price Cleaners in Garden City, Georgia. They're across the street from Farmers Market on Highway 80. All right. So when you pull into Farmers Market, look directly across the street and you'll see them. They are a Black owned and operated cleaners. They say they have the best prices in town. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out. You need an attorney? Well, look at these folks. So we talked to you about One Price Cleaners. You need to go there. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna go there. But if you need an attorney, what about these folks right here? Davis, Bosman, Johnson Law. What are they good for? They're the law firm that gets great results. Their number is right there on the screen. Their offices are located in Savannah, Atlanta, and Statesboro. Their email is even there for you. So you want to make sure that that you look out. I mean, if you need a law, if you need a lawyer, not a law, if you need a lawyer, that's the place to go. That's the place to go. Okay. So with that said, let me bring on our guests, and you guys are going to be extremely blessed. First gentleman name is, we call him Pace Setter, but it's Pace Goodway. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Pace Goodway. And then we have Ron Gilliard. Ron, look, it's a very interesting story with Ron. But then the last person we're bringing on today, Jeffrey's only to make it in audio only. That's fine. Jeffrey, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm trying to figure out how to get the video on there. Where's my video?
Well, guess what? We can hear you. All right, we can hear you. So for now, that'll have to be good enough. Okay, let's not worry about it. All right, so let's get into this. Let's get into this. First of all, I want to encourage everybody to do something. Reach out to a friend, a family member, an enemy. I don't care who you reach out to. Reach out to somebody because they need this information. They need this information. Well, I want to start with Hotspot, Ron Gilliard. Ron Gilliard. All right. And Ron has, all right, you ready for this, folks? He has a newspaper. He has a news, he publishes a newspaper. Y'all think that print has gone out of style? Not according to Mr. Gilliard. Hey, Ron, let's talk about that for a minute. You started this how many years ago?
Well, first of all, Anthony, let's call it a magazine.
A magazine. All right. We're going to call it a magazine. All right.
Yeah. And we've been publishing here in Savannah for 25 years.
You've been publishing this magazine for 25 years?
Yes.
I'm almost 25 years old. No, okay. I'm double that plus some. All right. So tell us about your magazine.
Well, the magazine is it's primarily for Black businesses. It started in 1998, primarily in the clubs, because when my wife and I moved in town, we didn't know where to go.
All right.
For a whole year, we just hung out at church.
Okay.
But we need a little bit more. So we had previously published a Hotspot in Cleveland, Ohio for about 2 years. Then we moved out here, and 10 years later, we started it up again.
Okay.
And it's grown from 4 pages. Now we're running at about 40 pages twice a month.
Wow. Twice a month. Okay.
Yes.
And you started, you say, with 4 pages?
Yes. 1 sheet of paper.
1 sheet of, wow. All right. Now, let me ask you something. There you go. There you go.
I figured it out. Sorry.
Well, it's good to have you, man. It's good to have you. All right. So, Mr. Gilliard, now,
yes,
you have this Hotspot. Why did you name it Hotspot?
Actually, as I said, it started in the clubs. It was for clubs and lounges. So it was appropriate for it.
Referring to the clubs.
Yes.
All right. I see. Now you have a variety, though, of publications.
Yes, I do. We got the what's called Dr. I Am Smart, which is that if you in convenience stores, you've probably seen this green lottery sheet.
Okay. Yeah.
And we've been publishing that for 20 years. And we also have.
How did you get into this?
Well, the publication, the hotspot, as I said, was mainly for the clubs. The lottery sheet, I saw one sheet in the convenience stores, and it was I think it was blue, and they had a monopoly. I said, no, it's just paper and ink, and I can do this. So I sat down one night and designed it and put it out the next week. And the stores accepted it, and we put it out. We distribute every Monday for the last 20 years.
Every Monday for the last, how many stores?
We've got about 57 right now.
All right. Is that just in Chatham County or just in Georgia or where?
Just in Chatham County, but we do have a lot of people. We do mail out and email out. Matter of fact, we got a call from a lady 2 days ago in New York who wanted to subscribe, and we'll be mailing out to her.
Really?
Yes.
All right. So wait a minute. Now she's subscribing to which one, the hotspot or the other?
Dr. I Am Smart, the lottery sheet.
Oh, I Am Smart. That's what you call it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So now you got the hotspot, you got I Am Smart, and what else?
Mother Ruline, which is another lottery sheet, but it's daily and it's digital only. We email that one only.
All right. So now it says the lottery sheet. So these lottery sheets just deal with the lottery. Is that it?
That's it. We have space for advertisement on them, but they're for the lottery players. They tend to look for advice or hints. Okay.
So now your hotspot. Let's go back to a minute. Let's go back to that. The hotspot. You came up with that publication just to tell people where the spots are where they could go out and get out. Is that it? Is that what happened?
Yes, that's how I started. Yes.
Okay. And how's, well, I mean, I guess the response has been good because you're still doing it after how many years?
25, yes.
25 years. And so I know that a lot of people, there's publications there, there's advertising space there where some people are doing full page, quarter, half, and what else you have? Business card size?
Business card, yes.
Okay. All right. And who writes the print for your hotspot paper?
Everything happens right here in this house.
Wow.
About 10 years ago, I built an additional room on the house just to house the business.
Okay.
So we do all we do the graphic design, we do the sales, we do the printing, the post publishing work, the distribution, everything.
Wow. Man, that's powerful. That is powerful. All right, look, we're going to come back to you, but in the meantime, I want you to do something for me. If you could how can people reach you? If you could text that to me so I can put it on the screen. Okay. And I want people to be able to get that paper from you if they want it. So now the hotspot did you say it's just covering Chatham County?
Primarily, the current hotspot. We've had hotspots in Augusta, Columbus, Georgia, Low Country of South Carolina, and we accept advertisements from anywhere. But right now, last few books, we've had an advertisement from Jacksonville that ran for the last 6 months. We've had it from Atlanta. So anybody who's trying to reach people here in Savannah, they come to us.
Okay, man, that's powerful. That's awesome because now people have a way. Well, before I go too far, a hotspot, is it a physical paper now? Or is it just the email?
No, it's still physical. We do it all. We print it, we text it to your telephone, and we email it. Our website right now needs a lot of work, so I'm working on that right now. But yes, you can get it digitally or in print. We drop them off at convenience stores around the county.
All right, so
the advertisers get some.
All right. So now, are people paying for the hotspot or just the advertisement?
Just the advertisements. The magazine is free.
Wow. All right, y'all hear that? The magazine is free, y'all. All right, but the advertisement, the advertising is not, and that's what pays for the paper, so he can make it free. Listen, people want to know what's going on in town, and I tell you what, if they get this thing for the cruise line like they're trying to, then I'll tell you what, boy, people are going to want to know where can they go to get a good meal or a night out of entertainment or whatever the case. You know, they're going to want to know, you know, so what a awesome product. Hey, Pace, good to see
you.
It's great, man.
It's great to be back. It's great to be back, Mr. Murray. I appreciate you having me, and I'm learning a lot as usual with the guests that you do have.
Awesome. Now, Pace is I love the name of your business, Pace Setter.
Yes.
Pace. You know that's you're setting a pace. That's how I look at it. You're setting a pace. You're raising the bar.
Yeah. Well, you know, actually, Pace is my name. Pace Setter is the brand, the business that we teach through through other colleges, schools, and organizations. Like if we come speak or we do team building or anything like that, that's Believe Services. So I'm pretty much I'm the voice. I'm the voice of the business, right? But then we have other people in the business that do what we need to do, like as far as setting up the trainings, the material. Like we said last time, I publish a couple of books, so I teach out of those books. But then you know we speak, you know, wherever we're needed, nonprofit, profit organizations, and we primarily just teach on execution. You know, we learn so much in life, or we already know so much. It's not about giving new information, but just giving people that encouragement and that boost to go ahead and execute the information that you already know. Because, you know, information by itself, we say information is what? Powerful, right?
Power, right.
But actually, information is only powerful if you use it.
If you use it, that's right. Hey, there's a saying we say in my business: information is power, but almost just what you said. But executed information is powerful.
Absolutely.
It's powerful. You know, so this is good. Now, I heard something about colleges.
Yes.
All right. So what are you doing at colleges?
So we primarily deal with the colleges on the adult education side, individuals that are getting like maybe their GED or high school diploma at a later age, and we help them with transitional skills such as resume building, communication skills, writing, interviewing skills, and also putting a plan together that they can execute once they exit the college or once they graduate and they put all that time in, getting them a game plan together that they can know, you know, what the next 5 years looks like instead of just showing up in 5 years and seeing what happens.
Wow. Hey, that's awesome, because a lot of people really, you know, they go to school, but they don't know why. I was talking with somebody the other day, and she said she had changed her major. Now, this happened in the first 3 months. She had changed her major 3 or 4 times. I mean, she really didn't know. She had no direction. And that's where a lot of people are lost. They're lost in the area of direction. They don't know exactly what they want and they don't know how to get what they want.
Well, Mr. Murray, that's typical. Researchers tell us that the average person will change their major 3 times before they graduate.
Wow.
We do a little bit with the colleges and with the individual with the department that does job placement, but we primarily have a bigger need for the adult education for the individuals that go back to school to get like a GED entry level job when they graduate, or they're retooling, so to speak. I got a client that used to work for waste management, but now he's going back to get his diploma, and he wants to know what he's going to do after that. So we're talking about maybe an apprenticeship of like welding or something like that, because college is not always fit for everybody. We live in a society to make us think that once you get a high school diploma, you have to get a college degree. But there's so many options out there as far as different certifications that you can get, apprenticeships that you can get, or even starting your own business, like Where to Go, the business development center down in Savannah, Georgia. Giving those people those resources. But then at the heart of what we do is just exhortation, encouragement, motivation to keep going, keep pushing, and at the end of the day, execute. As a transitional coach, that's pretty much what I focus on, just teaching people how to execute. Even like everybody that we have up here today that's talking to us today, everybody can have an idea, right? But like you said, you got a vision, put the vision in print. We say everything in life is built 3 times. It's built first in the mind, the imagination. You got to think it, and then you got to write it down. You got to ink it, and then you got to build it. So everything that you see in life, that you see with your physical eyes, was built 3 times. I mean, the clothes that you're wearing were built 3 times. The car that you drive was built 3 times. And your life is built 3 times. Whatever you see, you got to write it down. And once you write it down, then you execute it. And you may say, well, my life is not built 3 times. I can guarantee you this: if you're not living the life that you want to live, you're living somebody else's life that they already written out for you. Because if you don't have a plan for yourself, somebody else has a plan for you.
Hey, I say something very similar. You're either living your vision, your dream, or somebody else's vision, somebody else's dream. When people are hired on a job, you know what? They're fulfilling somebody else's vision, somebody else's dream. Somebody goes to work for Coca-Cola and they are putting together whatever they're doing there, putting the soda in the bottle, but that's not their vision. Whoever started Coca-Cola, that's their vision. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. A job is a job. You need to put money in your pocket, right?
Correct.
You need to put money in your pocket. Okay. But what about your vision for life? What about your goals? What about the things that will really benefit the legacy, which is what I want to talk about with you? The legacy. How can people leave a legacy for their family? And you know what? Hold on, wait. Before you answer that, Ron, I want you to jump in on this conversation too. Leaving a legacy, all right? Because one of the things, and the community as a whole, Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, it doesn't matter. There's not enough talk about legacy like there used to be. So talk about that a little bit, Pace.
Yeah, that's interesting that you said that. My book, I put it up. It's also on Amazon. Move Your BUT. The 3 solutions to go from excuses to execution. We talk about legacy, and that's one of the things that we talk about when we speak all the time. Because the funny thing about it, Mr. Murray, is whether you have already envisioned your legacy, you're living out your life as a legacy. We all leave a legacy, whether you like it or not. The question is, are you going to leave the legacy that you desire to leave, whether that is financially, spiritually, or both of the two, or one of the same. And the thing about life legacy is just how you have to have a plan for your life. You have to have an exit strategy as well. Every business has an exit strategy, right? You have a plan to build a business, stabilize the business, then how do you exit the business? Meaning, how do you exit out of the business, leave it for someone else, and then they carry on the torch to the next, level of whatever the business is to be.
Wow.
Well, the mortality rate is 100%.
Hello.
Let me say that one more time. The mortality rate, I don't know a lot. My dad always told me, if you ever make a decision on numbers, because numbers never lie. Men lie, women lie, emotions lie, but numbers never lie. And when I looked last time, and I do a lot of work with numbers and statistics tell me that the mortality rate is 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
What else do we do? What else do we have that is 100%? 100% return. You know what I mean? So the mortality rate is 100%. So since the mortality rate is 100%, you may not know, or we may not know how much time we have left, correct?
Right.
True.
But we all know that we don't have forever. Does that make sense?
Hello. That's right.
So when you're faced with that reality, and the best way to move forward is truth and reality, because my grandmother used to say, "Tell the truth and shame the devil," right? So the way that you move forward is to say, okay, I know that I have a birth date, right? And if you go to any graveyard, they also have a death date. You got a birth certificate, and one day you'll have a death certificate. So we don't talk about that a lot in our communities, because I know that we're always in the what's next or what happened. But in the end of the day, right, we all have an expiration date. And that's not to scare you, but to prepare you that what happens next with my wife, my kids, my family, my business, correct? What happens next? What's the exit strategy? So it starts with simply just taking a piece of paper and a pencil and saying, hey, what does my life look like after this, right? And then we have all type of resources. I know you have resources about how to get your will done. That's a good thing to start, a good place to start. But then we also do business strategy counseling, and all that's free. You can text me, you can call me. We sit down, we look at what is your passion. And then we dig a little deeper and say, okay, from your passion, what do you like doing? Where can we find your purpose in that? And how can we take your purpose and your passion and create a profit, right? And all that's free. You can get in touch with me anytime of the day, and that's free. But then past that, we go ahead and set up your LLC and get you direct link on how to get your will prepared so you can know what's next. Because a lot of times we don't know what's next because, number one, we don't like to talk about it, which we're doing a good job with that now. But number two is we don't ask the right questions. And sometimes you don't have the right answers because you don't ask the right questions. So sometimes you need other people or platforms to help get that memory or that brain thinking a little bit so you can think along those lines of, okay, how does this life look?
I want you to hold that thought for a moment. We got to take a station break. And then when we come back, I want to bring on Ron and Jeffrey. All right. So, hey, folks, you need an attorney. You need to look at these people right here. Davis, Bosman, Johnson Law Firm. The law firm that gets great results. They don't get just results. We're talking about great results, okay? The telephone number is 912-225-1600, and they have offices in Savannah, Atlanta, and Statesboro. Hey, the email is right there. If you want to pick it up, www.dbjlawyer.com. Let me say it again. www.dbjlawyers.com. Get your clothes clean. Man, you know, I was talking to my wife the other day. I was looking at one of my shirts, one of my favorite shirts. And I said, honey, you know what? I got to put this thing in the cleaner. I got to stop washing it. You know, even though you do that cold water wash, it's just not the same. There's a place called One Price Cleaners, Garden City, Georgia. across from Farmers Market, Highway 80. Guess what? Community, support them. They're black owned, black operated. They're one of the best prices in town, and you don't want to bypass these folks. You need your clothes cleaned right. Check them out. All right. Hey, Ron, give me your feedback. Yes. Give me your feedback on legacy.
That's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. You may not be able to tell, but I am kind of advanced age at 72 years old. So
get out of here, brother. Look, when I grow up, I want to look that good.
I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this. And as lately, no one has in my family showed interest in taking over once I decided to shut it down. But as far as the legacy of the magazine, I did meet briefly with the director of the Ralph Mark Gilbert Museum about leaving all my materials with them. Simply because we take probably about in place from 200 to 500 pictures per month.
Wow.
And we've done this for 25 years. So we have thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures of people in the community.
All right.
I'm sure probably 10 times a year, I get calls from someone's passed away and they didn't have and the family doesn't have a picture of them. But I've got pictures and I've donated those hundreds of times.
Okay.
So in the magazine, we have 6 pages of nothing but pictures of people in the community. So if I took a picture back in 2000 and I took a picture last week, it shows you. So the plan is to sit back down with them and arrange my materials to donate it to the museum for an exhibit, which hopefully will last, in perpetuity here in Savannah.
Wow. Look, that's legacy. It's actually more. See, something that people don't understand. Legacy is history. It's history and it's future. See, it's just not future. It's history and future. There's no future legacy without the historical aspect of it. Where did it begin? See, that's legacy. You have to have them both together. The beginning and the end, or where it's going. So that's awesome. Hey, this is our last guest. Well, we got some more time. We're not rushing it. Jeffrey Jacobs. Jeffrey, hey, turn your volume up a little. Yeah, we can hear you. Just turn your volume up a little more if you can.
Okay.
Jeffrey, tell us about.
Is that better?
Yeah. That's a lot better.
Good.
Yeah. Tell us about your book, Jeffrey.
I didn't know which was better. So looks like it's better. But I'm here.
Tell us about your book.
Well, this is my first published book, Arundel Haven. Book 1, Mordecai and Raven, which is a Disney-inspired fantasy novel. Faith-based, and the novel is centered around the romance between a human who's in high school, a senior in high school, and a fairy maiden. And
a what? A fairy?
Excuse me?
You said that a fairy?
A fairy maiden,
Okay, all right.
But I know I'm going to get lots of flack because they're going to assume that, this is glorifying magic, which is not so. Because I've done what on the fairies, what J.R.R. Tolkien, which is one of my influences, by the way, because I read Lord of the Rings when I was growing up, did with elves and dwarves, made them as if they were a real people with a real, for lack of a better term, culture and all that, but
okay,
there's no magic. Fairies are normally associated with magic, but not with these fairies. They don't practice magic. They're human. They're basically like us, only they have wings and have the ability to fly. In fact, the ruling queen has outlawed all magic in the kingdom of Arundel Haven.
Okay.
And the story centers around Mordecai and Raven, which are the title characters, and also involved is a sorcerer wielding dragon, which is trying to keep the prophecy of his death from coming to pass.
Hey, Jeffrey, let me ask you something. How long have you been writing?
Oh, since I was growing up, back in elementary school. But I don't have any surviving manuscripts of the earlier writings. Save one which I've written about over 30 years ago, which is also in the fantasy genre, as I never expected to be right in that genre. And I started. I had started writing. I started writing Arundel Haven back in 2013 while I was still living in Orlando, and this was just after Hostess Bakery had shut down. It was all over the news. About Hostess Bakery going bankrupt. Yeah, I happen to be one of the 18,000 that have been laid off. But unfortunately, because of
you used to work for them.
Yes, and then within 10 years, in 2013 had they stayed open, which was my longest.
All right, now let me ask you something. What inspired you to write? You told us who inspired you, but what inspired you to write what you wrote?
My love for Disney, old school Disney, not the modern Disney with all the woke joke, all the junk, but they inspired me to write it. My love, but also this is kind of like Disney meets the gospel of Jesus Christ, and a fear is not to put the gospel of Jesus Christ into the category of fantasy, which is not my intention. My intention is to lift up Jesus stuff.
I see exactly what you're saying. It's like the other way around, to not put Jesus in a fantasy, but to take the fantasy and introduce the fantasy to Jesus, or in that sense, to where people understand it's all right to see fantasy, but at the same token, we're not going to make Jesus a fantasy because he's real.
No.
He's real.
The gospel of Jesus Christ is very much real.
But there's nothing wrong with people liking fantasy. There's nothing wrong. You know what? Let me throw this out there for you, and either one of you guys can jump in on this. Fantasy. It's like dreams. And you know what? You will never have a strong vision for anything you do unless you fantasize. Fantasy is part of dreaming. And it's also part of your vision. It should be anyway. Where the problem comes in is, and Pace, you brought it up. The problem is people get information, they get some knowledge, but then they never execute. So they have the fantasy, all right, but they never execute so that the fantasy can become a reality. All right, and so I love the idea of having a book that it centers around fantasy, but it also simultaneously brings out the reality of Jesus. And
the message and one of the messages is to trust in God, not magic, because
trust in God and not magic.
All magic, white magic, black magic, all kinds are controlled by devils.
Yeah, that's true.
The devil. And they tend to keep eyes off of Jesus Christ, and to trust in something else, trust in magic and not Christ, and that's an effective weapon of the devil, because the devil promises power even to the poor fools who follow him.
Yeah. Hey, I want one of you guys to jump in real quick about people that they fantasize about, they dream. Their imagination is there, but it's like frozen in time. I mean, either one of you guys, Ron, Pace, comment on that.
That's well, personally, I have a vivid imagination. Anything can set it off. I've come up with ideas for many types of publications, and I pull them off one at a time. Right now, I've got a list, I don't know how long, of different types of publications, small niche publications that will probably be profitable. But there again, sitting down talking to some of my friends, it's that I wish I shoulda, I coulda. I want to do this, and they have these great ideas. And I keep asking, what's stopping you? What do you need to start? And luckily, I've been able to motivate one or two people to actually do something with it. Because I would do something. I said, well, what's your first step? And after thinking about it, they would tell me, and I would say, okay, well, when are you going to do it? And then I call them back up. Did you do it? And kind of put pressure on them. So it's frustrating to me to see it happen. And I guess only thing you can do about it is encourage people to follow their dreams.
Right. And I'll chime in on that too, Mr. Gilliard. That was good, and that's quite a title and storyline you got there, Mr. Jeffrey. I really do like it. But what I was thinking about is I know sometimes we can have an imagination or we can have fantasy about things that we want to do or things that we want to accomplish. And I don't know, I may be the only one, but sometimes I can fantasize so much and dream so much that when it's time to work, I actually feel paralyzed. It's like, what do I do? Like I got all these things to do. Or let me ask you this. Have you ever been at night or early in the morning and you got this great idea? I mean, it's great. I mean, it's like the best thing since sliced bread. And as soon as the sun comes up, I'm paralyzed. I don't even know. I'm stuck. I don't even know what to do. You don't. And maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me, Mr. Gilliard or Jacob. I don't know.
Happens to me too.
But one thing that we talked about too with life and legacy is, and I like what you said too, Mr. Gilliard, is what's the first step? Okay, because the funny thing about it is the way that when you start a business or write a book or do something that's different than the norm, right? You do have to, we call it walk by faith. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And when you walk by faith, there's a difference in running and walking and jogging, because the reason why you walk by faith, because there's one step at a time. Martin Luther King said, you don't have to see the whole stairwell. Just start with the first step. What's the first step? What's the first step? And so I like to say, even to myself and even to the audience, how I get started is start where you are. Just start with where you are, with what you have, right? And when you take that first step forward, just be excellent at it and get you, and also have you an accountability partner. Like Ron said, he'd call him back. Did you do it? I'm looking at Mr. Jacobs' book, and I know it's well over 200 pages, but he had to start with the first page. You know what I mean? Sometimes he had to start with the first word.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And I'll tell you this, the greatest dream in the world won't work unless you do. So
I like that. What did you say? The greatest dream in the world won't work unless you do.
Unless you do. Yeah. You have to give life to it. You have to give legs to it. And I say all the time to my kids, to my clients, to anybody, success comes in pieces, not chunks. Still a little bit. Because if you get a little bit every day, 1% a day, guess what? In 1 year, you increase 365%. Even like Mr. Jacobs has that book, or even Mr. Gilliard has the publication of over 15, 25 stores that want his, but it all started with the first one. You know, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So, you know, encourage you to, you'd be surprised how you can start. It might just be a sheet of paper. It might be one phone call. But I guarantee you, when you make that first step, you'll see the second one.
Hey, Jeffrey, let me ask you. Jeffrey, how long did it take you to write your book?
That particular book took me about 5 months to write, and it was originally going to be. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm ignoring it. I'm forgetting it. I was originally going to write just that one book. But it turned out to be 8 books.
Wow.
It turned out to be a series, and it was written between 2013 and 2016, just before I moved from Orlando to Lincoln, Georgia. Specifically, I was living in the Altamont Springs area.
Wow. Wait a minute. Let me get this right. You said 8 books?
8 books.
8 books. See, now, Paige, you have how many books to your credit right now?
We have 2.
2. Well, I only have 1, y'all. You know, I'm the little boy here. I only got 1. All right, I'm working on my second one. But then, I mean, to me, I am with y'all. Y'all are giants. You know, you got Jeffrey with 8 books. You got Ron had a magazine published for what? How many years? 25 years? Man, listen, we're talking about tenacity. We're talking about determination. We're talking about vision. We're talking about fantasy. Guys, I want you guys to watch this commercial with me. It's going to be around a minute long, but I want you to watch this.
Why does it seem like no one wants to talk about dreams anymore? Is it the post-9/11 worries, the post-recession blues, or the posts on social media by anyone with an opinion that have made the world so cynical these days? Are they obsolete? Out of style? Are they uncool? Do you still have dreams? For many North Americans, a dream is nothing but an old-fashioned idea replaced by the harsh reality of a modern world. Longer work hours, higher debt, fewer raises, horrible bosses, less family time. Who's got time for dreams when everyone's just trying to get by? We're here to officially announce that WSB is bringing dreams back. And we're not doing it for just the ultra-wealthy like others are. We're doing it for everyone. Every age, every background, every gender, every experience level. Whoever you are, we're here to help you. And help starts with a financial education. When people know how money really works, they can reduce debt and enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing their families are protected financially. They can discover the excitement that comes from a solid strategy to save for the future and the hope that one day they might become financially independent. But we don't stop there. We open the door to anyone to become a business owner and be part of our mission to help others. We don't want anyone to shrink the size of their dreams to fit the size of their opportunity. That's why there's no limit to how many people can reach our top promotion levels. And that's why we don't put any limits on how much you can earn with us. Success is not reserved for a few. It's offered to anyone willing to learn, work hard, and grow. We believe anyone with the right support can transition from where they are today as someone's employee to where they could be tomorrow as an entrepreneur who owns their future.
Ooh, what's going on here?
I think it froze on me. But are you guys still there? Listen, this is serious stuff, man. When you start talking about dreams and imagination and fantasy, man, you that's where people today, to me, are afraid to go there. They're afraid to express extend themselves because people are afraid of failure. But you know what? You would never, never, ever be successful without failure. You'll never know what success is unless you've experienced failure. Hey guys, our time is really shot. We got to do this again. Man, I've never had such powerhouses. Man, here I am. I'm the baby on the show. You guys are the giant. 8 books, 2 books, news publication, magazine, and other writings for 25 and 20 years. Man, listen, that is phenomenal. What accomplishments. Hey, audience, if you don't know anything else, I want you to know this. You can do it. You can do this. You can do this. Let me say this to you. Knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is powerful. All right. Financial literacy is key. Let me make one last mention, and then guys, please give me your closing remarks. I just need to do my commercials one last time so nobody gets mad. Okay. One Price Cleaners, Garden City, Georgia, at the farmers market on Highway 80. They're black owned and operated, best prices in town. Listen, they're part of our community. We need to support them. We need to support them. All right, one last thing. You need an attorney? Don't forget about these folks. Don't forget about Davis, Bosman, and Johnson Law Firm, the law firm that gets great results. Their numbers coming across the screen, 912-225-1600. They have offices in Savannah, Atlanta, and Statesboro. All right. So why don't we start with Ron, some closing remarks?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to say about the One Price Cleaners. I use them on a regular basis. And the owner is one of my fraternity brothers. So I'll just throw that out there. Okay.
Awesome. I appreciate that. They must be good then.
Lastly, I just encourage everyone to look up the hotspot. You can go to Facebook and see it. Reach out to me, get on our email list, and we'll send it to you directly, or as I said, text it to your phone. If you know anyone who can use our services, and everyone can, just the recent the campaign for city council has been keeping me quite busy. If you look at current issue, you'll see a number of candidates in there.
Awesome. We gotta move on. I'm sorry, we gotta move on real quick.
Okay.
Because we're really out of time. I want to thank you so much for being with us, Ron. Pace setter, man, you're just like a stationary spot here on the show with us, man. We hope to see you again next week. Jeffrey, thank you so much, man, for being with us today. Hey guys, it was great. I'm sorry to have time to get last comments from everybody, but we have gone over time, and I just want to say thank you for being you. Thank you for being here with us. Hey, come back. I hope to have you guys back on very soon. We'll talk to you soon. All right. We'll talk to you soon.
like this. I like this. I like this. I like this.